This is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you could play a song called Almost Is Never Enough by Ariana Grande. And we're going to start out with kind of those piano riffs, actually. At the very, very beginning, you could play 2nd fret on the high E string, and then 5th fret on the high E string, and then 2nd fret on the high E string, and then 5th fret on the high E string, and then we kind of play open E, and then 3rd fret on the high E string, and then we play 3rd fret on the high E string again, and then there's this cool little bass walk where you play 2nd on the low E, open A, and then 2nd on the A, and then we kind of almost start that over again. Now if you're a little bit more adventurous, you could actually throw in some bass notes on those first couple of chords to kind of get the chords that are kind of implied there. So on that 2nd fret on the high E string, you can play open D, and then play the 5 on the high E string, and then do that same thing again for that next 2 5. And then when you play the open E, you can play 3rd fret on the low E string, which is kind of a G note, and then play the 3rd fret on the high E string. And then you can kind of play that 3rd fret on the low E string with the 3rd on the low E string one more time, and then kind of go into that 2 0 2, and then but the chords that kind of back that up actually would start on a D major chord. And actually, there's a couple D major you may want to play around with. The first one, you take first finger and go the G string on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the high E string on the 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the B string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum just the D, G, B, and E, the kind of the skinny 4 strings, that sounds a D major chord. It sounds really, really happy. Now through the song, because of the bluesy nature of this tune, you may want to think about using D major 7 for that D chord. And the way you play D major 7 is you take the first finger and kind of just do a small bar over the G and the B and the E on the 2nd fret. So you may want to think about substituting that in for your D chord. And then from the D chord, we'd be going to a D7 chord, or a D dominant 7. And the way you play D7, first finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, 2nd finger goes to the G string on the 2nd fret, and 3rd finger goes to the high E string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum just the kind of the D, G, and B and E, and that sounds a D dominant 7, which is kind of nasty sounding, kind of supposed to. And then from the D7, we'll go into a G major chord. When we play G major, first finger goes to the A string on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, and the 3rd finger on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord. Now there's another G major chord you may want to consider too, where you kind of leave first finger and 2nd finger where they are. But then we take 3rd finger and go to the B string on the 3rd fret, pinky goes to the high E string on the 3rd fret. And the reason I say that is there's a really cool cheat actually for this next chord, which is a G minor chord, where you could actually kind of take the first finger and just lift them off a little bit, and kind of just not play the A string in your G chord if you wanted to kind of use that as kind of a cheat for G minor. Now if you know the bar G minor, you do your first finger over the entire 3rd fret, 3rd finger on the A string, 5th fret, pinky on the D string, 5th fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G minor chord. It sounds really sad. Or you could even kind of lift the pinky off and kind of substitute it a G minor 7 chord, which could be very cool. Randomly, if you're digging on the bars, actually, if you do a kind of 2nd finger on the G string, 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the A string, 5th, pinky on the D string, 5th, that'd be another way to play your G major chord. So you could kind of start with the G major and then lift off the 2nd finger for the G minor, and that's always a dangerous finger to lift. So that's basically our chorus and kind of our intro is kind of that D major, D7, G major, G minor. And what you may want to do is either do downs on them, or it could sound really good to do kind of a down and then a down kill it kind of idea. It's kind of a bluesy kind of idea. So I'm doing kind of a down chord, down kill it, G minor, down kill it, and that would kind of match the piano part. Now if you want to fill that time in though, the feel of the tune is kind of in what's called a 6/8 meter, which just means you tap your foot kind of 6 times kind of between those, and really just 3 times between those big beats that you're feeling. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going on each chord. Now a good strum pattern for that would be down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So if we took the D and tried that a lot, we'd have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. So it's really a down, down, up, down, but you're kind of feeling it in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we tried that through our progression. We have D, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D7. G major, G minor, D major, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, D7, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, G down, down, up, down, up, down, down, G minor. Now something else that I like to add a lot of times if I'm fill in time like that too is I'll throw in bass notes. So on the D chord, you have to have kind of the D string for your bass notes. So you could do that on your first down. So bass, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, up, down. And you can actually have that same bass note if you're doing the B major 7 or the D dominant 7. On the G chord, you have the low E string for your bass. And same thing for that G minor, and you could be kind of faking it with that kind of 2, 3, 4, kind of killing out the A string kind of idea. And then from there, then we go into a B minor chord. When we play B minor, first finger is going to go to the A string across the entire 2nd fret. Second finger goes to the B string on the 3rd fret. Third finger goes to the D on the 4th fret, and the pinky goes to the G string on the 4th fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. Now, from the B minor, actually, there's this really cool voice moving thing where you go from B minor to what's called a B minor 7, or B minor with a major 7. And the way you play that chord, if you leave the bar on the 2nd fret, second finger is going to go to the G on the 3rd fret, third finger goes to the B on the 3rd fret, and the pinky goes to the D on the 4th fret. And that sounds B minor major 7, which is very, very cool bass or chord change. And then from there, then we're going to be going to a B minor 7, where you actually kind of do second finger on the B string, 3rd fret, third finger on the D string, 4th fret, kind of still keeping the bar on 2 for B minor 7. And then from B minor 7, we're going to be going to an E major chord. When we play E major, first finger is going to go to the G string on the 1st fret, second finger on the A string on the 2nd fret, the third finger on the D string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like E major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the E major, we go to a G major chord, and then a D major chord, but then we go to a B flat major chord. There's a couple different ways you may want to think about playing B flat. You could do it as kind of a 1st fret bar, and then 2 on the D string 3rd, third finger on the G string 3rd, pinky on the B string 3rd. Sounds a B flat major. Another option would be to kind of take that shape, but then kind of hold it as kind of a double bar with the 3rd finger. Another possibility would be doing a B flat major 7, which can be very, very hit, where you do second finger on the G string, 2nd fret, third finger on the D string, third pinky on the B string, 3rd, for kind of the B flat major 7, which sounds very, very groovy. And then from there, then we go to an A major chord. When we play A major, first finger goes to the D string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the G string, 2nd fret, and third finger on the B string, 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major chord. It sounds really, really happy. Now another A you may want to substitute for that is an A dominant 7 chord, where you kind of lift off the 2nd finger, kind of from the A chord, which is always a dangerous finger to lift. Or you can do first finger on the D string, 2nd fret, second finger on the B string, 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A7 too, so you may want to kind of use that. So we could do it with just kind of the downs. You'd have kind of B minor major 7, B minor 7, E major, G major, D major, B flat, down, down, A down, down. Or you could fill in that time with the down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. And then we'd have B minor with down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, B minor major 7, B minor 7, E major, G major, D major, B flat, A. Or you could throw in bass notes for that. And on the B minor, you'd have the A string for your bass. The B minor major 7, you'd have the A for the bass. B minor 7's got the A for the bass. But then on the E, you'd have the low E string for your bass. On the G, you got low E bass. On the D, you've got the D bass. On the B flat, you've got the A string for your bass. And then on the A, you got the A for the bass. So we tried it that way. We'd have B minor with an A bass, B minor 7 with an A bass, B minor 7, E major with a low E bass, G major with a low E bass, D with a D bass, B flat with an A bass, A with an A bass. And then from there, then we go back into kind of our chorus part. So kind of back to that D, D7, G major, G minor, D major, D7, G, G minor. And then from there we go into kind of a bridge part. And our bridge kind of starts on B minor, but then we go to an A major chord, and this is kind of a weird thing. You do the A, but in the bass, you'll kind of hear a C sharp note, which would be 4th fret on the A string. So randomly, you could kind of try and get your pinky to kind of cover that note, or you could bar the A with D, G, and B on the 2nd fret with the 1st finger, and then do 3rd finger on the A string to kind of get that C sharp note if you want to try and get that in there. And that would be called A/C sharp, because you've got an A major but with a C sharp in the bass, and your bass note would be on the A string. With that bar, if you've got it going on the high E string, actually that would kind of make them A major 6 with C sharp in it. And then from there, then we go to kind of a quick A major and a D major, where actually with the strumming we do kind of a down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down between those chords. And then we end up on a G major. So we tried that with our down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. We'd have B minor with a down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, A/C sharp. A with a down, down, up, down, D down, down, up, down, G down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. Or we could throw in the bass notes for those, and this is a little weird on the A-D change. You do kind of just the bass down, up, down. So you have B minor with an A bass, A/C sharp with an A bass, A with an A bass, down, up, down, D with a D bass, G with a Louis bass. And then from there, then we'd be going back into our chorus part. So we've added that D, D7, G with Louis bass, G minor with Louis bass, D with the D bass, D7, G major, G minor, D major, D7, G major, G minor. And then from there, then we kind of go back to our verse part, actually, where we kind of had that B minor, major 7 change. So we tried that with our basses. We have B minor with an A bass, B minor major 7, B minor 7, E major, G major, D major, B flat, A major. And then we're back to our chorus part again. So we're back to D, D7, G minor, D major, D7, G major, G minor. And then from there, then we begin it kind of going back into kind of our bridge part, where we had the B minor, A/C sharp, A, G, G. And then from there, then we'd be going back to our chorus part for our outro. So we're back to the D, D7, G major, G minor. And at the very end, we're kind of back to that D major, and then we kind of do just the D major 7 at the very end. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Almost Is Never Enough by Ariana Grande. So good luck!